Welcome, folks. I am Jabby Kaway, joined by Chara Kirk.
Yo.
We're looking at a Everything Always video, Marvel Studios Phase 5 CinemaCon announcement, next 10 years, Wakanda Forever. First look.
Wow.
We're also looking at another video from my brother at The Real Rejects and John Humphrey at The Real Rejects. Sam Raimi demands to make Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. So, those are the two videos we're going to check out back to back to back to back to back to back. Here we go. You guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, please bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. While you're subscribing and upvoting, subscribe to Everything Always and The Real Rejects. There are links in the description below for the videos that we're about to watch. If you enjoyed those, click on those links. Give the original videos upvotes, please. I know it's a lot of homework, but it means a lot. Thank you. By the way, this emoji isn't actually prayer hands. It's high five hands.
What?
Did you know that? I saw it on one of those Apple Insider YouTube videos.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was high five hands in the past, but now it's prayer hands.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfire's. Huge news coming out of CinemaCon this morning as Disney showed almost 70 minutes from their upcoming slate. And under that huge Disney umbrella, of course, is Marvel Studios. We got a first look at some brand new films in the form of sizzle and snippets. Thor: Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, which no one has seen a first look at before. Now, we have a footage description for you guys coming from reputable sources over at CinemaCon. We'll also do a roundup of everything announced by Kevin Feige in Marvel Studios. What's going on with them in the loose plan for the next 10 years. We're breaking down everything Disney and Marvel at CinemaCon, including a description of this brand new Wakanda Forever footage. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider scoop, stories like we're covering today, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment.
That's for me, baby.
That'll
That's for me,
automatically enter
baby.
you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, which we are over halfway to the next giveaway already. So make sure to drop a sub, leave a comment, and stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so real quickly, let me set the stage for you guys. Pun totally intended. This was not your normal enormous Marvel Studios slate announcement where Kevin Feige stands on stage, goes project by project, they show us the title card, and then a quick clip or trailer for that upcoming
Maybe
film
it's being
or TV
reserved
show
for
on Disney
the
Plus.
Disney,
Nothing like that at all. They
D23
don't normally
thing.
do that at CinemaCon. They normally reserve that kind of announcement for either the fond memories of San Diego Comic-Con Hall H or even a Disney Investors Day meeting in December. They even put it on Disney Plus. What this was a Disney presentation at CinemaCon, and under that Disney umbrella, of course, while Marvel Studios is there, it's also Star Wars, Pixar. They have tons of properties. You guys get it. So it was a very small announcement from Marvel Studios. And while Kevin Feige was on stage and did talk about things we'll cover in this video, they showed a quick sizzle and snippet reel. No new footage of Thor: Love and Thunder amongst it. While they did show some of it, it was already in the trailer. But a very first look at footage from Wakanda Forever. This description coming from Eric Davis over on Twitter, at Rotten Tomatoes, at Fandango, a great industry insider source, and someone who was there today firsthand to see this sizzle reel. He tweeted out that the first look at Wakanda Forever footage included Nakia, Okoye, and Shuri, all gearing up on what looked like the front lines of a major battle approaching.
Whoa.
Now, I don't want to get too excited, but since we've been talking about this film and its announcement all the way back in 2019, the main protagonist has always been Namor, and the main line of the film has been Atlantis versus Wakanda. So when you hear about a major battle being teased in the very first snippet ever shown from the film, that is super exciting news, and we will continue to expound on all those theories and evidence going forward. I will also mention he confirmed the film will be coming out in November, and then went on to talk about the future of Marvel Studios for the next 10 years. That directly after the CinemaCon, he was going on a retreat with Marvel Studios, which is their normal MO. We've heard of them doing this in the past, to talk about the big picture, where the entire Marvel Studios is headed over the next 10 years. And this is the place in time where they figure out what that next major crossover event is. Where is this all leading? Is it Doctor Doom and Secret Wars? It is an Annihilation event. When are the X-Men coming in? How does this all work together? They have been very open and vocal about this in the past, that it started with no plan, and then as they got further and further along, they started to dream bigger, and then started going on these retreats to get on the same page together creatively so that they could all steer everything in the same direction. Speaking of the same direction, we are all headed point blank into the release for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. They also showed the first 20 minutes of the film. And while we don't want to say too much about that, the official press screeners will start getting shown tomorrow. I will be seeing a portion of the film tomorrow as well.
If they were showing the first 20 of Doctor Strange, I would just up and walk out. I'm like, no. Fuck all of you. No, why? I want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
You're going to tease me? This is like going to have blue balls until the movie comes out? No, thank you. Goodbye.
That's a whole fifth of the movie.
20 times 6 is 2 hours.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's a sixth of the movie. Yeah.
Bad Asian.
So yeah, no. No.
No.
No, thank you. Goodbye. Rage quit the
I mean,
CinemaCon.
CinemaCon isn't like Comic-Con because it's for people who own theaters.
It's a big blurry line. Okay, look, E3 is meant for video game inside, companies and stuff like that. They like actual employees and whatnot, but the public always shows up. For years, the public hasn't been showing up. Anyone can go buy a ticket now to go to Comic-Con,
Sure.
right? And so...
Or E3.
All the cons... It's just a big con, man.
None of us will see the film in full until the red carpet premiere on Monday. They're not showing the ending. However, during the first 20 minutes, what he did say about the film was it featured that battle against Gargantos we've seen several times in the trailer, and a very funny Spider-Man. That's all he'd say about the footage. They did show 20 minutes of that. Of course, people who are at CinemaCon are going to take to online and probably break it down word for word for those first 20 minutes of footage. So if you're not trying to find that out, good luck trying to dodge it. Feels like a great time to bring up again that tomorrow, the press pre-screeners for Doctor Strange actually go live across the country.
Yep.
They won't be showing the film in its entirety. We won't see the ending until the red carpet premiere on Monday night. And then the social media embargo technically isn't up until Monday night when the red carpet premiere gets out. But guys, people are going to talk, especially when they leave CinemaCon, and then those press pre-screeners tomorrow. So Godspeed this weekend if you try to dodge spoilers. I will be seeing it tomorrow, but I have already pre-recorded all my content through the weekend, theory videos, unless it's got to do with Moon Knight or whatever. There will be no spoilers here at the channel as we wade into this. But speaking of things that were absent at this announcement, I have no idea why they have not confirmed the rest of this year's Marvel Phase 4 slate yet. We know what Disney Plus TV shows are coming, or we think we do, but we have no release dates for any of them. Not to mention, we have no movies to fill in the release dates for half of 2023, which is next year, and all of 2024. Right. There is still huge question marks all over the Marvel Phase 4 slate. So it's super exciting to hear Kevin Feige come out and talk on behalf of Disney and Marvel Studios about them heading to this huge retreat to get on the same page for the next 10 years. But I am super curious as to why they haven't yet attached any official release dates for the rest of this year's Disney Plus Marvel slate, and why we still have question marks as to what films are going to be slotted into the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. To frame this up for you, some of those late release date slots for Marvel Studios next year would have to go into filming this year, which means you would be well far enough into the projects to be able to at least announce them and tell us which titles are coming. I don't want to sound the alarm bells at all, but it does sound like, from the outside looking in, for someone who's been covering this for the last 4 years, that this retreat is very, very needed. And of course, it's not their fault, the pandemic basically.
I was about to say, I was like, okay, we've had a pandemic, number one.
Yeah.
And number two is, I think that Apple knows what the iPhones are for the next 15 years. So I'm pretty sure Disney Plus... Disney? Marvel's owned by Disney, so it's it's all the same thing. I feel like they probably already have a bunch of stuff ready, and you know how like in India they don't really show a trailer until the day the movie's gonna come out,
Yeah.
Like they do that on purpose to avoid like people copying and whatnot, or too much information getting out. And Netflix even experimented once with a sequel to Cloverfield, that's right, where they like advertised it the night the movie came out. I feel like it's entirely possible that Disney's going to be fine. And like they're in the business of making money.
I would hope that they have some sort of plan, or maybe it is indicative that it is going to be delayed a little bit, because I would rather
they're not gonna have 6 months of a gap of nothing showing.
Well, I would rather have that 6 month gap than an under par movie or show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that with acquisition of Fox and all these absorbing all these companies and whatnot, I'm pretty sure they're just going to start, if they don't actually have new stuff shot, you're going to see stuff pop up into the library that hasn't been there before, like Daredevil just did. You're going to see stuff pop up into the library where people are excited to revisit that material because it is tied into the upcoming material, the upcoming movies and TV shows and whatnot.
Derailed everything and left them scrabbling to pick up the pieces, but now that they sort of picked up their stride again, and knowing that we're trying to plan the next 10 years, it would be really great to just get some release dates for this year. That'd be awesome, guys. I anticipate another announcement of that sort, or a quick sizzle reel from Marvel Studios, like the one that I'm showing here, the See You at the Movies. It's a great way to announce release dates for ongoing projects, but Marvel Studios having to delay as many times as they have in the last 2 years, I think it's 3 total now for the slate, 3 full delays. Maybe they just want to play close to the vest and not give that information.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me know all your thoughts.
That's what I'm saying.
How hype you are for all of this.
Now, Sam Raimi's demands to make Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. All right, here we go.
What is going on there, Reject Nation? Greg and John here today. I'm looking forward to doing this video very much so. So much so.
It's got a pop filter.
We would
they
all
both do.
agree that it would behoove you to leave a like.
More plosions.
If you can. Guys, Sam Raimi, with his Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness movie coming out, he is now talking about what he would want first before agreeing to go forward with a Spider-Man 4. Yes, years ago, he wanted to do Spider-Man 4, but ultimately left the project, and he said that it would be these same demands that he would want to make sure are fulfilled before agreeing to do it. And I think he even talked recently about how with the multiverse being open, it has definitely opened up his own mind, being willing to go ahead and maybe give it another shot. I wanted to go through these 4 specific questions that he has. Will the story fulfill these 4 questions? So what I wanted to do to make this a little bit more fun, we'll go through the 4 questions one at a time. Then I'll kind of give my little pitch of what I think would be good for Spider-Man 4, because I don't think he should be doing what he originally had planned, especially because of the fact that it's been many years and the fact that Tobey Maguire was just in Spider-Man No Way Home, but something akin to what he was probably hoping for down the road. You ready for this?
I'm so ready
You're ready for this, and then you guys can vote in the comments. Which one did you like more? Now,
Do you think John gets lost a lot? He's got his key on his neck there.
Oh, he's always had it.
So he's like, damn it, what? Bonk. Oh, here it is.
Maybe it's the key to his heart.
Oh, snap. I completely disagree with Greg. I think he should make the movie he was planning to make 20 years ago.
No,
That's the
absolutely
movie.
not.
Throwback.
No, that's dated now.
Why?
Because it was like
It's the multiverse
20
of madness.
years ago or
Do whatever you
whatever.
want. It'll be old school.
I mean, there is a trend for retro stuff coming back. Like the 90s and 2000s fashion is coming back hardcore. But no.
Who was popular in the early 2000s, music-wise? What's the song Hero? I'll be your hero. You don't know this song?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Charlie.
Yes!
I feel like that should be the song that opens up Spider-Man 4, baby. Come on. Who's with me? Petition. Down with Amber Heard. Bring back Spider-Man 4.
it is a competition. All right, guys. So the first question here is, does Tobey Maguire want to do it? I'm going to say no. That's an easy one. Does Tobey Maguire want to do it? That's the first thing he presents. Tobey Maguire himself has already stated the door's not closed and that there's more stories that could be told. I think Tobey Maguire would, of course, be into it if Sam Raimi specifically wanted to return to direct it as well.
So what else is he doing these days? Riding horses? Come on. What else is he doing? What else has Tobey Maguire got to do other than show up? Right?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing these days. Probably in some like cool indie film.
He's probably listening to Nickelback right now. Just channeling that, old school early 2000s Spider-Man.
So now let's go through the fun stuff. 2, is there an emotional arc for him? I was thinking, what could the arc for him be, especially post No Way Home? With Tobey's version in No Way Home, he's obviously the older one, and in a lot of ways they play to that as him being a little bit more of the wiser one amongst the 3 of them. And I feel like that would have an effect on him when returning to his own home world, encountering the situations with Tom Holland and Zendaya, seeing what happened with Andrew Garfield. And they left the door a little bit open and mysterious as to what happened between him and Mary Jane on his world. I think the emotional arc for him would be him contemplating whether or not he should hang up the suit, and maybe there is an opportunity for someone else to actually take up the mantle for being the hero, especially after going to another world where other heroes do exist, and seeing someone like Andrew Garfield who didn't get a chance to be with his loved one, that maybe he should be giving this all up. He's much older now, and maybe he should reevaluate his situation here. It's going to be so many years. I don't know if we get another trilogy out of this, but there's also get another chance to get old man Spider-Man in this one. So
the arc Greg is talking about right now, I feel like they're going to explore in the Tom Holland story.
Oh, like having to hang up his suit?
Having to hang up his suit to introduce Miles Morales. I feel like that could come.
Yeah, but he's still so young, though.
He doesn't want to keep doing this role. He's made that abundantly clear.
Oh, like Tom Holland himself. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about Peter Parker, the character.
He wants to walk. I feel like where his head's at actually makes a lot of sense, I think he's outright said, like, Miles Morales, like, that should be a Spider-Man that we focus on. And so I feel like that's going to be explored.
So there's question 3 and 4, and I'm going to just put them both in one category here. Is there a great conflict? And is there a great villain? Now, for me, I think that the villain, and he said that he wanted to do this, but the one that sprang to mind for me would be Kraven the Hunter.
Oh.
And the reason why I think Kraven the Hunter would be a great fit is because he could feed into his emotional conflict specifically. Kraven the Hunter, depending on the interpretation, but the one I grew up on was one who was just a big fan of the sport, a big fan of hunting.
of the most dangerous game.
What would feed more into his conflict of if he should give up the suit or not would be a man who comes to New York City, specifically wreaking havoc in the city because he's after Spider-Man. A lot of the times these villains have their own motives. They're doing their thing.
Right,
Spider-Man
their own agenda.
it's like Spider-Man is getting in the way of my plans. But what if the plan of a villain showing up and causing chaos is because of Spider-Man specifically, which would add more to, is what I'm doing actually right? To bring someone who's not even from New York all the way to New York just to try to kill me.
Yeah, why would you go to New York otherwise? It does beg the question of like, if Batman decided to hang up his cape, would Joker go away?
Oh, right, yeah. Because if there's no hero, why would you have a supervillain? Good question.
I mean, I think that's been explored quite a bit.
But then probably another hero would step up.
You're making this too complicated. Would Joker stay around if Batman went away? Jingle bells, Batman smells, Joker laid an egg. Wait, no, Penguin laid an egg.
I always thought it was Batman who laid an egg. And then Wonder Woman lost her bra or something.
What version of Jingle Bells did you hear?
Some dirty English
Jingle
version.
bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg.
Wonder Woman lost her something.
No, that's not the thing at all.
Maybe I just made it up.
Hold on. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. Joker ran away. Hey, I can't remember what's in between now. It's gone.
Wonder Woman lost her bra.
No, that's not it. I'm telling you.
Batman smells, Robin ran away.
Robin, what? No.
He lost his pants down in France.
This is wrong. This is.
I'm telling you, like different countries just have different versions.
I bet you the comments has blown the fuck up with the proper lyrics to what I'm talking about.
Please.
Two, is what I'm doing actually right? To bring someone who's not even from New York all the way to New York just to try to kill me, you know, and it's getting others harmed in the way as well. That's what I mean. You have a physical conflict and then you have an internal conflict that he has to deal with. And the problem is choice by the end of the movie. You know, can he find someone else to be a hero for the city? Because on his world, there's no other heroes that he knows of. Can he train someone? Can you duplicate the radioactive spider? Like, what can you do here? Would you introduce a Miles Morales played by Finn Wolfhard? No.
That's the way to go. Yes, sir. Or Timothy Chalamet. Just throw him in there. Whitewash him. That's what we want. Oh, can you imagine what people would say online?
How's that sounding?
That sounds so good that I can only just add on top of it because I'm not going to have a better idea than you.
So yeah, that's my basic idea that I think he could do. Like, you know, obviously we need an outline and the meat and bones and stuff. But yeah, that's what sprang to mind when I read those questions.
See, that's a great take on what a Spider-Man 4 could be. I feel like you're onto something really good. But see, here's the thing I thought about. You know, we're getting a Kraven the Hunter movie, and Sony probably not going to want to dilute the waters by having two spider-centric Kraven movies trying to establish one, unless you cross Aaron Taylor Johnson over with Tobey Maguire. But I feel like that might get a little bit distracting. So my version,
It's a multiverse.
I know, but Sony, I think, really wants to get their side multiverse that will not probably hinge on Tobey Maguire off the ground first. As much as I want to just be like, hey, multiverse, I gotta have a different answer, so where's the fun in that? I think that in the pursuit, because yeah, I want to see Tobey's Peter, you know, in that more mature place, also appreciating the connections, the bonds that he have after witnessing what Tom Holland had to give up, what Andrew Garfield wasn't able to hold on to that he, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, is. In that pursuit of finding a replacement, things go horribly awry and give birth to the Man-Spider. And then Peter Parker is forced to look at a perverted version of himself, an inverted and traumatized version of himself. But within that, there is a road to the way forward and to reclamation, because we can have a sensitive monster movie, which Sam Raimi is also good at, showing that the Man-Spider is just a victim of circumstance and classic Spider-Man theme, science gone awry, but not the same kind of like, oh, a doctor-mentor kind of dynamic. It would be something fresh, and that way you could really prioritize, you know, their relationship with Mary Jane, his family, what he wants to protect, but also having to write this last scientific debacle before moving on to eventually fighting Kraven in the better movie that you wrote.
I don't know. That sounds all right to me. That sounds interesting. Why not?
I thought he was making a big joke. I couldn't tell if John was being serious, but as he was talking about it, I was like, that does feel like something Sam Raimi would totally do, though. Because he did Army of Darkness. You know, it feels like the Evil Dead series. I feel like he would totally do something like that and enjoy the shit out of it.
Actually, I think in a lot of ways what you have is better. I mean, you incorporated the science which is something that movie lost sight of, that franchise.
It's true. There's scientists involved, but really Peter's interest in science feels the most plugged in No Way Home.
You incorporated a bit more of that Sam Raimi whimsy horror.
Spider-Man and Spider would
Mine
be
sounds more like a dark psychological Spider-Man movie.
yeah, which I also want to see. And then mine would be like Spider-Man meets Evil Dead the Fly body horror.
Which is more of a Sam. You pitched an actual Sam Raimi.
That's what I'm saying.
And I pitched like a existential. Which I guess Spider-Man 2.
But maybe Sam Raimi's evolved.
Great thing to vote on though, because
And
both movies
he's an older director.
Because one would force Sam Raimi to stretch his legs to further places we're not as used to seeing. Bring some of those English patient vibes in.
I'm bringing it more to like Spider-Man 2 vibes.
Yeah. And mine is a little bit more like, hey, let's just let Sam Raimi.
Wait. Sam Raimi did A Simple Plan? What? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, if you guys haven't seen A Simple Plan, that's a really good movie. I didn't know he directed that. When I think of Sam Raimi, I'm not thinking of that kind of movie at all. That was a really, really good movie. You guys should check it out if you haven't seen it. It feels very much like Ozark. Just in the way that it's executed.
The pacing?
Yeah, it's very much like Ozark. Bill Paxton's the star.
Oh.
And it's a very interesting movie. Anyway, I didn't know that was Sam Raimi.
His thing.
Yeah.
So what do you want,
Well, guys, tell us down below. By the way, great pitch energy.
Thank
I was
you.
really calm in mine. I'm thinking of a great pitch energy to that.
I've just been watching so many Ryan George videos. Gotta get that energy.
When John was explaining his position, I'm going to be real, I found myself getting a little bit lost for a second. I was like, wait, hold on, what's he saying? Like, I had to catch up with thought.
Yeah, no, but his energy was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a studio exec, I'm buying this movie. As Sony, I'm like, oh yeah. What's it? The man spider?
Perverted
the
version.
perverted version of Spider-Man? That sounds wrong. But yeah.
It's like I just when he said perverted, I was like, just hear pervy Spider-Man giggity. That's all that came to mind. Just. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed some of that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up. I'm Jabby Koay. This is
Achara Cook.
Peace out.